Okay, hello there. I've said this before. I promise not to turn this into a trailer reaction channel. That is not something I want to do. But occasionally something comes along that I have a profound interest in and feel the need to discuss. Silent Hill is one of those things. I was 9 years old when the original game came out. I played it shortly after, loved it. Silent Hill 2 came out when I was, preteen, early teenager, loved it. Played 3, played 4. It was an important part of my youth. I always had a real fondness for the series. And while that original movie isn't atrociously bad, it had the vibe and the style and the imagery right a lot of the time, but it did some really just funky and silly things to the lore that I think irreversibly hurt the franchise, turning it from a creepy cult into like a religious puritanical thing and just things that I'd never understood. They really needed someone to sit down and just like read the lore to the director better. But the fact that they've decided to make a Silent Hill 2 movie this far in is bizarre, and I did not care for the other footage they've released. Let's see. Gonna get me copyright claims. Holy crap.
James, so much time has passed, but I'm asking to please come back to our special place.
They changed it? Why would you change the words? Like, okay, because my first thought here was like, okay, they did the toilet scene. I mean, he tilts the camera a little sillily, but that's like even the depth of field is set up right. Like, someone made that who saw the opening and was like, okay, we're going to replicate that a little bit. And then I hear those words, and it's like, damn, the letter is the most important part of the game, and it's really well written, especially considering the nuance of Japanese to English translation in games in this era was still rough. 2001, they made that letter so good. It is the meat of the game, both in the start and when you get the full version later. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna try not to rant about everything, but I love this stuff. I love that game.
To please come back to our special place. Something's happened.
Something's happened.
Mary.
Ugh.
Oh! Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, when I think about Silent Hill, I definitely think Terrifier. I don't have beef against Terrifier, but I mean, that's about as polar opposite as
Everyone
you
got
can get.
sick in Silent Hill.
Something's happened here. Something really, really bad.
Okay, another thing that I feel like has been totally lost in the modern games, not the newest remake and maybe, but the ones from the United States developers for a while there, and also in that movie and other things, is like Silent Hill is not always like this like blood red, rust reddish. The other world was kind of based off of the person who was in it. So in Silent Hill 1, it's more based off of Lessa and the Cold, and it is like very blood, red, rust. But in 2, oftentimes the otherworld sections are very wet, moldy. They're blues and green toned. You know, the hotel, the alternate hotel is the best example of that, probably. It was not always just like the hellish red rust thing. And I don't know. I don't think people have picked up on that properly. Only old weird fans know about it. That CG, God. Just get us person in a
What
suit.
you're doing, it won't be enough to save her.
I'm curious about the moths, because the moths is another one of those just like nice little symbolic things. You have the room with them in the hotel where they're kind of flittering about, and there's a bunch of dead ones on the floor. And that was really poetic. And then, you know, if you're smart, you notice that Maria has a tattoo of a moth. It's a nice little symbolic link throughout the game. And it's funny, this almost reminds me of how like the modern It movies worked, where instead of it just being like a blood bubble, and that still being creepy and weird, it had to be like a blood torrent, you know, covering everything like a geyser. This is like the moth equivalent of that.
You
did it, didn't you, Jimmy? You woke him up.
No one said it would be easy.
Laura is not supposed to be a creepy little girl. She's the only normal person you encounter in Silent Hill 2, the game. They're going to turn her into a creepy little girl.
No one said it would be easy.
Like, she doesn't know anything about Mary being dead, what's going on in the town. There's a very common theory that she is essentially in the normal town, and there's just this little bit of crossover. Because she's always puzzled when James is like, it's too dangerous, you shouldn't be here.
I'm here. I'll always be here.
Also, just being real as a movie nerd, no one releases competent horror films in January. That's where studios shove things they do not trust to do well or that are low quality to die. I don't know. I got like zero
that
faith in
time
it. I'm sorry to say. I wish that weren't the case. Thank you for listening to me ramble.